For most of us, the first stream of income we would ever get is our regular 9 to 5 jobs. And that's how we intend getting money to save and invest. So after 4 years of being in college, you begin to put out your CV and apply for jobs. But for some reason, you end up never getting employed. Here are some mistakes that you have been making that has been stopping you from landing that dream job and some ways you could avoid them. So I'm telling you this from experience of attending more than a dozen interviews. Number one, not knowing your CV offhand. It is assumed by every employer that your CV is a summary of yourself as a professional, which means you should be able to walk them through your CV. If you're unable to do this, it is assumed that your CV is 1, a lie, and might not have been drafted out by you. 2, you have no idea how your skills and professional qualities matches the position you've applied for. And 3, you lack effective communication skills, so you must be able to know your CV offhand. 2, not being confident in your interview answers. Some interviewers can be really cold and straight-faced, especially in panel interviews, if you've attended any of that. But honestly, they are just doing their jobs. It's okay to be nervous when preparing for an interview, but you have to be prepared while sitting down on that interview chair. Sit up straight, don't slouch, and answer every question in a way that the interviewer sees that you understand the job description and are equal to the task. A simple way to achieve this is doing mock interviews by yourself or maybe with your friends or siblings. Interview questions are all over the internet, so you can easily access them. 3, failing to research the company you applied at. This is an integral part of most interviews. I've had my fair share of losing job opportunities because of this. You must know about every company you applied at. Go to their website or their social media platforms and do a thorough research about the industry, the products and the services they sell, the major names in the companies, and other stuffs that you need to know, because some questions that might arise during the course of the interview might be based on their products and services. 4, demonstrating negative mannerisms. There are various types of interviews and some might surprise you. But as long as an interview process is involved, every action and every word counts. For instance, while I was a serving corps member, one of my fellow corps members applied to be a personal assistant to the CEO of a fashion place. She was screened and was invited for her interview. Getting to the spa that morning, she was asked to attend a meeting with the CEO before commencing the interview. Little did she know that that meeting itself was in fact her interview. Now, the meeting was at a restaurant. So in getting to the restaurant, she was asked by the CEO to get food for the client as well as the CEO. She first of all got food for the CEO and then went back to get food for the client. And that singular action cost her her job. Apparently, you serve your big clients first before your boss. So sometimes that little action makes the most impression. Be kind, smile, be smart, be relatable, and in areas where you need to ask, always ask questions. 5, not asking questions after the interview. So in most interviews I've attended, at the end of the interview, the employer usually asks, do you have a question for me or do you have a question for us? And it would be such an absolute bore for potential employees to say, no, you've answered all my questions. It is very important to ask questions at the end of every interview, and not just any type of questions, but smart questions. Asking smart questions shows the interviewer that you have done your research and you know more than they think you do. Some smart questions you can ask are, how would you rate the previous employee who occupied this position? 2, what advice would you give a successful candidate in this role that wants to perform optimally? 3, how integral is this job role in the output and progression of the organization? 6, failure to understand the job description. A job position might be the same in two companies, but the job description and the demands might be different. So always read through the job description carefully, because the experience you had working as a customer care representative in a spa might differ from working as a customer care representative in a tech company. So read the job description thoroughly. And this is a bonus tip. This is before the interview. It is done while you're applying for a job. And that secret is adding a write-up in every email you're sending your CV for a job position. Most people just send their job position as the subject of the email and then their CV, and that's it. The thing is, so many people are applying that way. So you want to do something that will give you an edge over the rest of them. Some organizations do not even read CVs. What they read are cover letters and the body of your email, because it is the quickest way to sell yourself. So always have something on the body of your email. Don't send an empty email that carries just your CV. And that way you have a better chance at getting the job that you are actually seeking. Always remember, your certificate isn't a guarantee that you would get a job. Neither are your skills, but the ability to sell yourself is what guarantees you a job. I hope you got value out of today's video. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week.